What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another episode of Making Podcasts Great Again. I am your tech stuff guy, Jay Nog, and we are here, of course, with the President of the United States of Mar-a-Lago of America, Mr. Donald J. Trump. Mr. President, how are you today?
Well, it's a good thing that the woke Super Bowl is over. We can be happy about that. But our country, I think our country is done. Tech stuff. I think it's done. So
Really?
I'm doing very well, but it's called not being selfish. And even though I'm doing better than everybody, as usual, I'm actually almost sad for our country. So it's because I'm a great, generous person. But you know, you see how those refs they gave it to my homie.
Yeah, I mean, technically was a penalty, but they really weren't calling anything all game up until the last minute of the game. You can't let a game be decided by that penalty. That's
And it was the
awful.
worst because then all of a sudden it was like, oh, we're gonna let that now that allowed them to run out the clock and do a
Mhm.
field goal. At least if they just even if they scored a touchdown or a field goal, then there would have been a minute for Jason Hurts, the rental car.
He would have had about 90 seconds, minute and a half left to
And
go
wouldn't
out
have
of
that been
bounds.
interesting? But no, they didn't want the president's prediction of Eagles to win, so they didn't allow it. And that's why the NFL's woke. And I just thought it was a disgrace. Did you see? I was impressed with. Did you see this Eagles offensive line? Excuse me, I'm adjusting very strongly.
Yes, they've been known to be a great offensive line all year long.
I mean, they had, I think there was a black and maybe a Latino person, and then it looked like three big whites. Can you imagine if we had the offensive line of the Eagles on January 6th? Who's stopping them? Excuse me, who's stopping them? Did you see they
No one.
bullied that Jalen Hurts just kept scoring touchdowns because the Chiefs, they had no shot. They just kept pushing them. They just pushed them where they wanted to go, and then they had to give a woke Mahomes a fake holding call to decide the Super Bowl, and that's why I didn't even watch the game. I just was channel surfing and caught maybe 3.5 hours max.
Well, technically, they showed the instant replay. It was a penalty, but they were letting them play all game long. So to call that penalty,
And
for almost two
Mahomes threw it
minutes,
about 30 yards away. I don't think the guy would have had it, and that's the thing.
yeah, wasn't
Even if there
catchable.
wasn't, it was, thank you, tech stuff. That's exactly. And the way Sleepy Joe had no shot of getting 81 million votes, that's how you know it's fraud. 81 million votes. He never had a chance at that. That's how you know it was fraud. And that's why I knew my homies overthrew him by a mile. And they said, no, it's first and goal for the woke.
What do you think of Patrick Mahomes? And it seems like one of his best friends on the team is Travis Kelsey. What do you think of that combo?
I mean, Travis Kelsey is, I think the kids would say thirsty. Is that a word they still use? This guy never gets a chance to say how great Patrick Mahomes. All he does is, first of all, he said nobody gave us a chance. Really, nobody thought you were going to win this record in the NFL. Who the hell didn't give you a chance? And it's Travis Kelsey. He looks like a guy I'd like. And this is why you can't judge a book by its cover. He's big and white, and he's got a beard, and he plays football. Okay, well that guy's mega. No, but he might as well take pom poms out and go, give me a Mahomes. What's that spell? Mahomes. He's the best. I love him. It's pathetic to see a strong white just being so weak and such a kiss ass.
Well, technically, I mean, they were the number one seed in the AFC, but a lot of you know commentators out there were not picking KC because they really don't have a true number one receiver.
It was
Tyreek
a
Hill
one and a
left.
half. What was it? A 1.5 point favorite? Does that sound like nobody gives them a chance? That's
Uh,
not
no, I'm saying
Buster
leading up
Douglas,
until
Mike
the
Tyson.
playoffs. I think what Travis Kelsey meant is leading up to the playoffs. For the AFC, people are all about Cincinnati or Buffalo winning it all, and no one was really talking about the Chiefs. So I think that's what he's upset about. But that's what commentators get paid for, to create controversy. So
He's no Rob Gronkowski. I mean, This guy walks around thinking, hey, Rob Gronkowski, that was a tight end.
I wanted to ask you. I don't know if you saw, but I think Rob Gronkowski has a comedy special out or coming out. I think on Showtime. I
Did you
don't know
want to
if you.
ask me that, or did you want to ask an angry comedian about that?
Well, I was thinking an angry comedian can channel himself through the president on his opinion of this.
Well, I mean, Rob Gronkowski's a goof, and maybe they think he'll do like an Adam Sandler type funny thing where it's just sort of goofy. But the guy's a great football player, great patriot, literally. But I think he's too stupid to do comedy, to do it well. You know, he's no Greg Gutfeld, is what I'm saying.
Did you see Greg Gutfeld's commercial out of the many
He had
Super Bowl
two,
commercials?
I think he had two commercials. How about
Hmm.
that? That's a lot of money. That's what we do. That's conservatives. We make money. We make the country great.
And Roseanne Barr is releasing a special on Fox Nation. I think this network is called.
Yeah, no,
Did
it's
you
a
see
very.
that?
I did. It's a great network. It's a great network, great streaming platform. A lot of bonus content. You know, you see the. You know, they give you comedy from Roseanne. They give you hate crime videos. They give you burning crosses. You get clan. If you sign up for the platinum plan, you get the clan rubs sent to you, so you can watch. You can watch. You know, quality racism content with like it's like a Snuggie for white power.
Now, Mr. President, did you enjoy any particular commercial during the Super Bowl?
No, I thought they were mostly very weak.
Thought
I
there
like the
were,
one actually. I like the one with
yeah,
John Travolta. Remember there was one with Travolta dancing with the scrubs.
yes. You enjoyed that one?
It's John Travolta. It's always it's nice to see that they're still giving jobs to strong, talented, heterosexual white men.
Amen. Did you happen to catch the national anthem?
It was Christian Stable.
Chris Stapleton is his name, country
That's what
singer.
that's what I said.
Yes, exactly.
I thought that was good because they usually bring out a black to just sing very loudly. I don't like that. I don't like that. But it was nice to have a strong patriotic country singer doing it.
What did you think his version of the Star Spangled Banner? Did you enjoy it?
I know I don't watch the Star Spangled Banner. I usually get snacks during the anthem.
I thought he
But
did a great job.
well, okay, good for you, tech stuff. If I get
Yeah.
back though from buying snacks and I see any son of a bitch kneeling for the anthem and disrespecting it, as soon as I'm done eating my hot dog, I will scold the crap out of a guy who disrespects the anthem.
I don't think there was any kneelers yesterday during the national
Oh, that's because Mike Pence was at home with mother.
anthem. If he was there, it would have been a different story.
Who?
Did you happen to catch the halftime show of the Super Bowl?
I did. Sam Smith looked terrible in his red outfit. That was a little joke. That's one I'm selling that one to Gutfeld. Now it was what's her name? Yeah,
Rihanna?
her Brianna,
Yeah.
and how disgraceful to do a show pregnant.
I think it's disgraceful.
Disgraceful.
Why is that?
We're pro-life, and if you're dancing around and rubbing your belly and you're 500 feet in the air, it was. I thought it was going to be. I actually thought the radical left was going to do an abortion for halftime show.
From
I thought they
from
were.
one of the top platforms?
I thought they were going to push uh,
Rihanna.
Rotunda. They were going to push Rotunda off the high platform, and then the belly was going to go splat, and a fetus was going to hit, one of the announcers in the face, and everybody would have to say pro-choice. It's okay. We're all pro-choice.
Then one of the backup dancers would catch him. There were a lot of backup dancers. Did you see that? Over 100.
I said it would hit the announcer in the face.
Well, the announcers are way up high in the booth.
Well, if you're falling from 500 feet, your fetus is going to go up at least 300 feet. It's gold science, tech stuff. So I thought this was some sort of radical left. So I didn't like it. And if you're a mother, you don't put yourself in jeopardy. If you're pregnant with I don't even care if the baby's black, you still shouldn't do it.
Well, I think, what
And
do you think of the performance overall? Yes.
Rwanda should be ashamed of herself.
Did you think the performance was good? Did you like the music?
Well, you know what I'm going to say, and I'm going to show it. Here's the problem I had with Rolos. They didn't play Please Don't Stop the Music. They didn't play Disturbia. Where the hell were those songs? Okay, you gave me Love in a Hopeless Place. Fine. You gave me one of my big three. But I want Disturbia, which is what was playing when I first met Melatonin. She was in a super drugged up trance. And Please Don't Stop the Music is what the Transylvanian hookers used to say at the sex club she worked at, because once the music stopped, the businessmen got to take them back to their rooms and have sex with them and murder them. So the DJ, to help them out, would play Please Don't Stop the Music. Bam, 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 bam. And they'd all get very excited because they're like, if the music doesn't stop, we don't get murdered. So I would have liked to have heard those two songs.
On the money line for what song is she going to sing first? That song was number one favorite to be sung first, and she didn't even sing it. So I'm sure a lot of people lost money on that one. Did you place any wagers yesterday? I don't think you're a betting man, Mr. President. Any Super Bowl boxes or just straight up wagers?
I bet the Chiefs to win big, as I said last week.
Okay. Rihanna being pregnant, there are rumors. Some people think yes, some people think no. Do you think she was lip syncing the whole entire time?
I was too busy focusing on her pregnant belly. I didn't look at her lips.
Okay. Did you think, some people were saying the halftime show was a little boring. She didn't do any dancing. She didn't really move around much. People wanted a special guest. I thought Jay-Z might have popped in there and done something, but she had no cameos. Usually there's always surprise guests during these performances. Did you think it was boring? Did you think she could have spiced it up? Did you think she was boring?
I thought she was pregnant. And I thought it was a disgrace as a pro-life Christian president.
Okay, that's understandable. I was really hoping for someone to make an appearance there and liven the performance up. I thought the best part about that performance was the backup dancers. I thought they were the most talented and kind of stole the show from her, because all she did was just stand there and rub her belly and wish that she, I don't know, didn't eat that burrito before. She just didn't look comfortable. She didn't look like she was having fun. And I don't know. I feel like you got to bring it if you're going to do halftime at the Super Bowl show.
Excuse me, I'm just sending a truth right now.
You're truthing it up. Well, send that truth, Mr. President. Mr. President, just wanted to ask you about this real quick. A judge has ordered the partial release of the Georgia Trump election probe. Are you nervous of any information that is going to come out to make you or the Republican Party look silly?
Sorry, we had a Truth Social meltdown. Okay, I'm back. What was the question, Tech Stuff?
I said the judge has ordered a partial release of Georgia's Trump election probe. Is there any information in there that could be embarrassing to you or embarrassing to the Republican Party, which you will get backlash for?
I mean, I don't know. We did nothing wrong. But Georgia should be ashamed of itself. They stole an election. Hopefully, there's some things in there about that.
What would be your strategy with you thinking some of these states like Arizona and Georgia, and are there any other states off the top of your head that you think the election was stolen from you besides Arizona and Georgia?
What other states did I lose?
I don't have it in front of me.
Well, they were stolen.
Well, what is your strategy going into campaigning in these states for 2024, where I don't know if you don't think that their voting system is fair and just and legal, and you think it's corrupt? Is campaigning in these states really worth it? If they screwed you over one time, why wouldn't they just screw you over again and fix the election? Is it worth campaigning in these states?
Tech Stuff. I don't think you can give up on the American people just because radical left people steal. What you have to do is you have to fight harder. You have to give them another chance. And then you have to make sure you destroy every radical left person you see with peaceful protest. And we can't quit, because if we quit, then they win.
Okay. Now, what is going to be your message going into these states where the election was stolen from you last time? Is it going
What we're
to
gonna
be
do?
everyone has to come out and vote, or you have to stand at the voting polls and make sure that you won't have to peaceful protest and keep an eye on it? Like, what is your strategy going into 2024 so this doesn't happen again?
Well, we're not going to have Mike Pence, small gay Mike Pence, on the ticket to ruin everything, to be disloyal. So we're going to have a strong vice president.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to have, in many states, they've passed very strong laws. And of course, I have Mike Kevin running the House. So now you have a Republican House who's going to be patriotic and look at things the proper way. So I think that's a start.
Okay. Now, did you catch Sleepy Joe's State of the Union address?
No, I was flipping channels, looking for Girls Gone Wild, and I may have caught, I don't know, 70 minutes. So like channel surfing, I just may have caught 70 to 80 minutes of it.
Now, what would be your grade of his State of the Union, like an A, B, C? You can do out of 10 also, and why?
I would give it a D for dumb / F for fucking dumb. Jack.
What did you think? Any lowlights, highlights that stick out to you from the State of the Union address? If not, I have a specific question for you. If nothing comes to you from channel surfing and just going by it for 70 minutes.
Well, he brought the parents of the dead black from Memphis to the State of the Union, and I thought that was so disrespectful to our law enforcement.
Why is that disrespectful to law enforcement, especially the officers who just basically beat up and killed an innocent man?
I would have had those officers in the balcony instead of the parents, to show that we back the blue. Even if the blue is black, we back the black blue as well.
You
Not
black
as
the
strong.
blue.
No, we back the black blue, not as strongly as we back the white blue, but we still back the black blue because they make people black and blue. Bars.
Jesus. Oh my goodness. Okay, let me just write that one down. I wanted to ask you, a lot of people were upset that there was no mention of China, no mention of the spying China balloon. What are your thoughts on that? It didn't come up at all during the State of the Union address.
Well, that's because China Joe and China Hunter, they probably wanted the balloons. It was probably one balloon was probably filled with cocaine for Hunter, and maybe the other balloon was filled with, condoms and sex toys for Hunter. So of course Joe's not gonna. Of course, Joe. Excuse me, Joe's not going to talk about that. Oh yes, Jack, my son Hunter's cocaine balloon arrived from China as part of their secret deal to steal billions of dollars with China's help. So yes, no, I'm not going to talk about that. Pathetic. And it's pathetic how the left and the disgusting, dishonest fake news media, they allow it to happen. They allowed it. You saw it. They allowed it.
Who do you think is a worse son for a presidential candidate? Would it be Hunter Biden or Donald Jr.?
Oh, it's Don Jr. Don
Please tell me
Jr.
why.
Well, no. What are you, the Backstreet Boys? Tell me why. I
Ain't
don't.
nothing but a. Sorry.
I don't want to have Don Jr. as my kid. 'Cause he fucking sucks. Tell me why you didn't have an abortion. Tell me why he's chinless and a brunette. Tell me why I just wanted to have Ivanka, but you gave me this punka.
So, so Don Jr. definitely worse than
Oh
Hunter
no,
Biden.
Hunter Biden, you can sort of respect. It's like Hunter Biden is a balls to the wall, coke fiend, sex addict, corrupt son of a gun, but he goes at it. Don Jr. is just trying to be that. Don Jr. is like a fake. Hey, there, I can smoke crack and be a bitch. It's awful. It's pathetic and it's awful.
So Don Jr. is a Hunter Biden wannabe.
He is a Hunter Biden wannabe. He's a cunter Biden, not title.
Goes into the pool. That was present. Before we have a couple of more stories left, and before we get to those stories, this website is so awesome. I discovered it at the end of last year. I use this website personally. I think everyone should. I've said this in numerous episodes. I subscribe to so many different things, from Netflix to Hulu to they give you a deal on a newsletter and say the first 3 months free, and then you put your credit card info again. You just forget about it. And I'm addicted to those things, and I do so many of those, and I lose track of my subscriptions. And then I downloaded RocketMoney.com. And rocketmoney.com has saved me hundreds of dollars. Okay. This app shows you all your subscriptions in one place, and then you can cancel whatever you don't still want. And Rocket Money can even find subscriptions you didn't even know you were paying for. You could be even double charged for a subscription, and they will find it for you. You don't have to do anything. To cancel subscription, all you have to do is just press cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest. You don't have to call a customer service line. You don't have to email someone and they keep following up on the emails when you get an automated response. Rocket Money makes it easy. All you have to do is just click cancel, and Rocket Money takes care of the rest for you. It is awesome. Get rid of useless subscriptions with Rocket Money now. Go to rocketmoney.com/MPGA. You will thank me for it. Seriously, it could save you hundreds of dollars per year. It saved me hundreds before the holidays. That's rocketmoney.com/MPGA. Cancel your unnecessary subscriptions right now at rocketmoney.com/MPGA. Mr. President, it's really strange because I think a week ago or 2 weeks ago, I brought up UFOs to you. And if you can give us any information on UFOs, you would tell us about anything. And this past week, 3 unidentified aircrafts have been shot down near our borders, northern Canada, Alaska, and Lake Huron. They don't know what they are. They're not giving any information of what they are. A video recently surfaced of someone capturing footage of one of these aircrafts, and it really looked like a UFO straight out of a sci-fi movie. I know you aren't allowed to talk about these things. Maybe you can give us a hint or some inside information. What are your thoughts on these unidentified flying objects around the U.S. that are being shot down that we're seeing more and more of?
You ever see the movie Independence Day?
I have, yes.
In that movie, they had a strong president, almost Trump-like, not quite, but very strong, very inspirational. Loved our military. Randy Quaid was a big fan, sort of like me. Well, the aliens were watching, and they didn't want to attack during Obama because he was an illegal alien. So they said, oh, illegal alien, recognize illegal alien. And then they had me, and they knew if they showed up when I was president, we're not going to have an Independence Day. You're not going to take out the Empire State Building and the White House. No, you're going to get taken out. Okay, very quickly. So then they see the oldest person in the world become president, 432 years old. And the alien said, this guy has no idea what's happening. This is our chance to take over the country, maybe even take over the world if we can take over the US. So now you have aliens attacking. Sleepy Joe probably thinks they're pinatas or water balloons. He has no idea what's happening. And so that's what they do. They saw weakness and they attacked. And believe me, they will go away very quickly when I get back into the White House. And an alien is probably attacking you, it looks like. Nobody's safe.
My apologies, President Big. Well, it is a mystery, and I don't think Sleepy Joe's going to get to the bottom of this. But it will be alarming if more
Mike
of
Pence
these
would get
keep.
to the bottom of it.
Yes, get to the power bottom of it.
No,
Now,
I didn't say
I
that.
don't.
That's actually incorrect.
Okay. It's just alarming that there's been 3 instances in this past week, and people are saying World War III. Do you think that there's a possibility that another planet is going to come down and say, listen, no one is going to war, and if you're going to war, we're going to take you over? Do you think that would be a possibility?
If who wants to go to war?
If, let's say, I think World War III, there are some foreshadowing towards it. The, you know, superpowers are talking crap, and there's lots of nuclear weapons being shown off these days by many countries that can hit each other who are world powers. Do you think maybe aliens are coming down to make sure we don't destroy Earth?
I don't let people from France tell me how to run the country. And I'm not going to tell some alien. I'm not going to let some alien tell me how to run Earth. So now, if we want to have World War III and destroy the planet, then that's what we do. If an alien comes here and says, don't do that, they'll be the first one to get destroyed. We're not woke. We're certainly not accepting woke aliens who are about peace.
I agree we're not woke, but you don't think these aliens have more sophisticated equipment, weaponry than we do?
Well, I know what weapons we have, and you don't. And we have more strong. We have Transformers. Have you ever seen that movie? We have
I have seen that
Transformers.
movie, yes.
Well, they don't have Transformers. We have the Transformers. We even have GoBots.
Wow. Okay, I didn't know that. Now, Mr. President, Sleepy Joe, he fired the architect, meaning like the guy who is in charge of how the system of the Capitol works, keeps everything running. And people were asking this gentleman to resign, and Sleepy Joe recently fired him. Do you think that's a day late, dollar short on this one? What's your opinion on the firing of this gentleman?
Who's the gentleman? We're very
I,
busy on Truth Social right now.
I don't know his name.
What does he do? What's his title?
Um, he is the architect of the Capitol.
Oh, that guy's probably even older than Sleepy Joe if he built the Capitol. He's got to be 500 years old if he built the cat. I can't believe he's still alive. That's very impressive.
No,
How hard this is.
they call me architect for some reason, and he is the guy who looks over the day-to-day operations, how the
Okay.
system of the Capitol works. I don't know why he's called the architect. The architect's someone who built it. I don't know why they give him that name, but this is what this gentleman does. I can
They
get
call
his
him,
name for you.
maybe they call him the architect stuff guy.
Architect of Capitol. Brett Blanton. Brett Blanton.
Oh, he sounds like a real bitch.
You should look at him. He looks a little soft too. But they got rid of him. This
Sleepy
the
Joe is
peaceful
like,
protests. I'm sorry. Yes.
well, Sleepy Joe is probably like, okay, Brett, you're 300 years old. You built the Capitol. Well, I'm 303 years old, Jack. So there's only one old sleepy piece of shit on the Capitol now. So he fired him, and I think it's a disgrace.
I just think it's very silly. If you were going to fire this gentleman, you should have fired him after the peaceful protests and not over a year later. It just doesn't make sense to me. But you know, a lot of things that Sleepy Joe doesn't make sense to a lot of people. The last thing, Mr. President, before we get to our last news story, just want to share with our listeners, join the Patreon. We have our live episode for the Perfect 10 Patreon Patriots. We're doing a Friday night this month, Friday night on February 24th. That is at 8 p.m. Eastern time. So sign up and join the Perfect 10 level, and you can join us for this live episode at the end of February. Movie reviews just went up. Bonus episode is coming to you this month, and it will be a special one with a special guest. Hundreds and hundreds of bonus material on the Patreon. Fred Trump Traditions, special guests. Check out Raging Brett had a show for a period of time. You can check out his show on here. Like I said, Rotten Oranges, the movie reviews, special guests, lots and lots and lots of content. So check it out. Patreon.com/MPGA. Check that out. Mr. President, little pop culture news. We've talked about her on the podcast before. I think you're a fan of her, Megan Fox of Transformers. We were just talking about. She is engaged to a former rapper, and once Eminem roasted him hard in a battle rap, he actually changed his genre of music, and now he's like emo pop. Like emo pop. Machine Gun Kelly. Allegedly, Machine Gun Kelly, if you want to take a look at his guitarist, she's pretty hot. Allegedly, he is
Megan Kelly
having.
wanted to date me. I'm sure you don't. You didn't even know that. I told her no. I told her no.
Well, Megan Fox went off Instagram. Before that, she followed, I think, Eminem. She followed another rapper, and she followed what's that kid? Chalamet, that actor, Timothy Chalamet.
Timothy
Is that his
Timothy
name?
Chalamet,
Yes,
Shamalama Ding Dong.
Chalamet. They followed him, and then just she got off Instagram, put a couple of cryptic posts up. But the rumors going around is that Megan Fox and Machine Gun Kelly might be over. Their engagement might be done. Weird, wacky couple. What are your thoughts on their breakup? And is there a chance for Megan Fox to be the next first lady?
It's a great question because in some respects she has she's like a sexier Bobert, but I would actually want her to role play as Bobert. Can you imagine Megan Fox walking around with a gun and putting on stupid glasses? Be very hot.
I agree.
And but the question is, Bobert, let's just say when you're a small town girl living in a stupid world, anything goes. That's sort of the boat. So Megan Fox is sort of a beautiful Hollywood starlet. She might not be as rugged as Bobert. Bobert is out in the streets, as the kids say, doing what it takes to survive, whereas Megan Fox might think she's too good for presidential anal. So, that's something you have to wonder when you're considering a quality wife.
Well, I think if this is true, I think Megan Fox should go up to your list above Bobert, above Carrie Lake, above all these women. She should be the number one choice. But that's just my opinion. It's up to you. You are a playboy and have made brilliant decisions with women in your life throughout your past. So that's just my 2 cents. We will see what happens with that. Mr. President, thank you again joining us week in and week out, and I look forward to our live episode on February 24th at 8 p.m. Eastern time. And go to rocketmoney.com/MPGA. Rocket Money worked for me, save you hundreds of dollars. Check them out. rocketmoney.com/MPGA. Also go to goodyshow.com. Check out new website, touring around this year, colleges, and who knows what else. Doing my one-man show, Goody. So the promo video is on the website now. You can check that out. And if you like to bring the show to your town, feel free to reach out on Twitter or whatever social media device is good for you. And if anyone works at Disney World or Disney Cruises or anything like that, feel free to reach out to me and hook me up. If any of your listeners out there works for them, let me know. And Mr. President, the floor is yours.
Well, there's a lot to talk about if you're still listening, which I know most people aren't. Hey, everybody, it's JL. A lot of shows coming up, a lot of tickets available. That's a bad thing. So I hope if you're a diehard fan, we had some strong Making Podcasts Great Again folks show up in Chicago. So thank you for that. Coming up, Rutherford, New Jersey on February 22nd. Montclair, New Jersey, March 2nd. Boston, Massachusetts, March 3rd. Washington, D.C., DC Improv, March 19th. City Winery in Philadelphia, March 24th. Catch a Rising Star, Princeton, New Jersey, March 25th. And then the farewell special, March 31st and April 1st, the Triad Theater in New York City. Really happy with the way the new material is coming together. So hopefully you can make one or more of those shows if you're anywhere nearby or making a trip at some point to one of those places. And beyond that, obviously I have my other podcast, my other Patreon. That's it, still recovering from my shoulder shit. So yeah, hopefully you can support some of that or come to a show, and obviously check out our Patreon. Obviously, if you're a diehard fan of this show, It's never too late to join, but we really put up, I mean, years now of just elite folklore, legendary type shit. So if you're a fan of this show, consider it a tip if you join for a month or two for all the work. And but honestly, you're getting tremendous value for your buck. So thank you if you're still listening. God help us all.